Some of the pellets are zipping straight through, like the right way round, and some of them are going through sideways.
What pellets are they?
Superdomes.
Oh, that should be alright.
So suppressors on these, it's a common problem to do with the airflow. That's gone through sideways. Stoeger X20 Suppressor A-TAC. Hi guys, this is RACKNLOAD, and like I just said, we got the A-TAC here from Stoeger. Break barrel air rifle. This one is in 2.2 version and it's gas ram. So no spring in this, gas ram. And first impressions when you look at this gun, pretty nice. Real nice stock, pretty tactical looking, really impressive on the looks front, without doubt. But I personally would say, with my experience of this gun, and I've had it for 3 weeks, I've put a lot of pellets through it, a lot of different flavour pellets through it as well. And in a nutshell, I'm going to say this rifle looks better than what it performs. In my opinion, in my honest opinion, it looks better than it performs. Now, I've got the old Stoeger X20 suppressor. Just show you. Again, nice looking gun, budget gun really. I mean, these are sort of under £200 in the UK. This one, this A-TAC will run at around the 250 mark in the UK, because it is gas ram, whereas the original X20 is spring, and you get a bigger scope on the A-TAC as well. I mean, this is a 4-16 x 40, and on the X20 you've just got 3-9 x 40. But like I was saying, it looks great, but I was having issues with it. I mean, admittedly, I'm not an absolutely perfect sniper by any means, and I don't ever claim to be, but I'm not a bad shot, you know. So let's get that out of the way for a start off. But I was struggling. I was seriously struggling to get this thing zeroed. 1 minute it'd be shooting bang on, and then the next minute it'd just totally go anyhow. I had another friend with me who was shooting, got him to try it, and he was like, what the hell? It was just shooting all over the place. Now, to be fair, I was using what I always use for testing, just the RWS Superdomes, and it really did not seem to like these pellets at all, because I've seen a few videos on YouTube about this gun and a few other reviews and whatnot, and well, both these guns, these suppressors especially on these guns, seems to affect some pellets, as in it makes them tumble. Now, in accuracy testing with this A-TAC, let me just get the target. Now it's not a great grouping at all with this with this gun. First of all, this was just a zero in sort of group there, just to sort of get it something like, and I was struggling. Then I was aiming for the centre squares on these quarters here, and I was doing 5-shot groups. Okay, now this first one, that 3-shot group looks pretty cool. I'd be fairly happy with that, to be fair. Sorry, bear in mind this is at 25 yards, and then the last 2 just dropped off for no reason at all. And I was bench shooting this rifle. I had it tucked in nice and tight. Then another group there. That was a good group. So there's, believe it or not, there's 5 shots in there. Then another 5 shots in this bottom here. 2 of them really dropped low. And then the same on here. I think that these are, forget these 2 here. But it was just a little bit anyhow. Again, this was just using one type of pellet. Like I said, this was using the Super Domes. Now I know all air guns are different in one way or another, even the same models, you know, and how they perform, what pellets they're like and whatnot. But I really was struggling to find a decent pellet that this thing liked and was really consistent with. Whether it's because the gun's new and it just, you know, needs a few thousand pellets putting through it, then fair enough. But out of the box, it was just, I don't know, just a little inconsistent, putting it nicely. But anyway, let's put that to one side and just talk about the gun. Excuse me, talk about the features of the gun. First of all, like I said, the stock, I really do love the stock. It really is nice. The one thing that I would say about the stock is it'd be great if you could actually adjust that cheek piece. It looks like it's adjustable, but it's not. It's just sort of moulded into the stock to sort of look like that. That'd be great if that was adjustable. Fully ambidextrous stock as well, and a very comfortable stock. Nice pistol grip, real comfy. Really impressive the stock is. Tough polymer. Better quality, much better quality than its predecessor, the X20 Suppressor. It just seems a better grade of polymer that they're using, if that's the right terminology. I mean, I know it's different thicknesses here when you look at the, I don't know whether you can really tell on camera there, but it just does seem a better quality stock. Now on the stock you'll notice these 2 Picatinny rails. Now for an optional extra here in the UK you can get the bipod mounts. So basically one sort of leg just fits on either side. That does look a real good feature to have, and I think that'd be definitely worth getting. Gives it that tactical look, and it's functional as well because you can just pop them legs down just to sort of stabilise your shots. Factory fitted scope. Now the factory fitted scope, first thing I'll say is when you get this gun out of the box, just make sure it's tight. That's all I'm going to say about that. Just make sure everything's tight on this scope, because I found that it was a little loose to start with, but I did rectify that before I'd done my test shooting. So anyway, the scope, Stoeger's own, factory fitted, 4-16x40, real nice scope, mil dot as well, so that's pretty cool. So you haven't got to mess about getting a scope or anything, it's all good to go, this gun is. They say it's factory zeroed at 25 yards. Whatever, that's all I'll say about that. So let's have a look at the butt pad of this rifle. pretty cool. And you've got, like, if I can get it on camera, little slots there where you can attach a sling, if you can get one in there, thread it through. That's pretty cool. Ambidextrous. Nice rubber recoil pad or butt pad. Now this gun is a break barrel air rifle, obviously. Takes quite a bit of cocking as well compared to the X20 Springer. It really is does take a bit of cocking, especially if you're smaller in build or you know, have a disability or something. It will take a little bit of cocking, this gun will. Just basically, you know, bit of a workout doing it. It's just probably because it's new, but I don't think it's going to free up much, because obviously it's a gas ram and it's not going to you know, get weaker in any way. Now, like I said about the X20 suppressor in my previous review of that gun, which I reviewed last year, you really need to just get a Dremel tool or something and just put a little bit of a countersink in that barrel, just ever so slightly, because you'll find when you put the pellets in, it's really hard, depending on what pellet you're using, it's really quite hard to get them pellets pushed right into the barrel, because you'll find that the skirts are sticking out ever so slightly and you've really got to push them in. And if you don't, when you close that barrel up, you're going to just catch the skirt, bend the skirt, and that'll affect accuracy as well. Now, I noticed this as well, where the mount is actually touching the turret block. Don't think it'll have any effect on accuracy. This is how it was out of the factory. But how it's set up, it does fit me. You know, the eye relief is okay for me as this gun is set up, but it does look, I don't know, kind of weird the way that it just seems like the scope needs to be sort of pushed forward a little bit. It just doesn't look right there, but it fitted me perfectly. As soon as I mounted the rifle, my eye was just sort of on the case as far as the scope's concerned. I love the fact that you've got the Picatinny rail. That's pretty cool, matches the rails for the bipod that are on either side of the fore end. But I do love the stock on this gun. It really is a nice stock. Nice chunky trigger guard there. The trigger is pretty much like the X20 suppressor, and the word I'd use for that is horrible. It's just an awful trigger. There's just, I don't know, it's just not good. It needs running in, and if you've got a bit of extra cash to spare, it's probably worth getting the trigger looked at by a gunsmith, just to really tweak it if you can, because they really are not great. Played around with the adjustment on both of these guns, and oh, the triggers, they're just not good at all. But like I said, run these guns in, be patient with these guns, because you're not going to get perfect results straight out of the box with these guns. They do need a little bit of running in my opinion. That's my opinion. This one is actually my own. The A-TAC is on loan. This one has had, this X20 of my own has had thousands of pellets through it, and it's starting to really get consistent now. It's a shame, because really you'd want that out of the box, especially with the A-TAC, with it being quite a little bit more expensive than what the X20 is. But, you know, what other options have you got for around sort of 250? You know, you could maybe go for a BSA or something and maybe get a high-end gun, sort of second-hand high-end gun maybe. But if you want a tactical looking break barrel gas ram air rifle ready to go with the scope, with a suppressor, with a real cool looking stock, then the A-TAC really is nice. But just be patient with getting this thing performing well. That's all I'm going to say. What I really love about this stock as well is when you're shooting this thing off a bench, or if you've got your bipod legs attached. So I haven't got any here to show you because they are an optional extra and I've got this gun on loan. But what I do like about this stock is when you're shooting off a bench, your hand that's not on the pistol grip, well, I'm a lefty, so, but whichever hand is not on the pistol grip, your non-shooting hand, you can really sort of pull this thing into your shoulder with the other hand, if you know what I mean, and really sort of pull it in, and it's a real comfortable shooting position. So I really do love that feature. It's really nice, really comfortable. Automatic safety on the A-TAC, exactly the same as the X20 auto safety. The takedown nuts as well are hidden behind these rails here. You can just see the hole there, look. They're in the same position as the original X20. Just get it on camera. There we go. But they're hidden behind these rails on the A-TAC. I do like the scope mounts that come with the gun. Those nuts there, quite good. Way they've got the hole in, so you can tighten everything up with your Allen wrench or your Allen key, and then you can just tweak them up by putting your Allen key in there and just sort of giving it a bit of a tweak. That's a good feature as well. You don't get that with all scope mounts. Well, that's my review of the Stoeger X20 Suppressor A-TAC. Bit of an uprated version of the original X20 Suppressor Springer. Go watch my review that I've done on that one. Worth looking at. Depends what sort of budget you've got if you really want to go for one of these guns. That is a pretty good gun. This is a better gun with a better stock. Obviously the gas ram as well. But just be patient with these guns because they do take some running in. They do take quite a bit of fiddling with just to sort of get them shooting real good. Thanks for watching, guys. That was your review and comparison of the Stoeger A-TAC and the X20 Suppressor. Thanks for watching. See ya.